Cloud Service Management, integration of CSM and Unified Infrastructure Management. When infrastructure monitoring systems are integrated with service desk solutions, greater levels of service quality and availability can be achieved. These are key service metrics for any organization. The integration between Unified Infrastructure Management, or UIM, and Cloud Service Management, CSM, using an automation connector, provides a comprehensive IT solution that can deliver on these two promises. After completion of this video, you will be able to establish the connection between CSM and UIM that will allow for tickets to be passed based on alarms in UIM. In this video, we are going to show the integration between Cloud Service Management and NIMSoft Unified Management Portal, or UMP. We will review the NSD Gateway Probe and its configuration, the user administration, WASP Probe, and finally configure the Unified Service Manager with the My Tickets Portlet that shows the alarm that was generated in UIM and represented as an incident inside of Cloud Service Management. These steps are also documented in the documentation wiki, so we will look at those as we begin. To begin, click Learn. Click the Documentation Wiki. The Cloud Service Management Wiki appears. The wiki contains a wealth of information for the users, administrators, and analysts of CSM. From within the wiki, select Reference. To find the NIMSoft Unified Management Portal information, select Additional Reference Information. We will be performing an integration with the NIMSoft Unified Management Portal. Select NIMSoft Unified Management Portal Integration to access its reference material. This documentation explains how to integrate NIMSoft Unified Management Portal, or UMP, with Cloud Service Management, and provides additional details should you need them. Let's navigate to Infrastructure Management to get started, which we already have open and minimized in our toolbar. Click to open the Unified Infrastructure Manager. Infrastructure Manager appears. Here you see that the NIMSoft Service Desk Gateway Probe, NSD GTW, is visible in NIMSoft Hub. If this is your first setup, you will have to find the NSD GTW in the Archive folders, archive/ca-nimsoft-hub/NSD GTW, and move it to the CA NIMSoft Hub with a drag and drop. We have already done that for you, so we will move to the next step. Click on the NSD GTW icon. The probe automatically creates incidents inside of Cloud Service Management based on NIMSoft monitoring alarms. It also automatically acknowledges the alarms inside of UIM when the actual incident is closed inside of CSM. Another key is that within Cloud Service Management, all of the alarm attributes are displayed in the incident symptom description and the symptoms detail field, allowing for true back and forth visibility between the two applications. Once we have the probe selected, we want to create a user inside of Cloud Service Manager. We have already created the user, so we will do a review. To create a user, begin by selecting Security at the top of the screen. A drop-down list appears. Select User Administration. The User Administration screen appears with a list of previously created users. CSM user is the one we created previously and will review. We will select that entry. The Edit User window appears. Always ensure you set the password utilizing the Set Password button and enter an email for your user and remember what they are. It will be important for the future configuration. We have now reviewed our user setup and configuration inside UIM. Click Cancel to close the Edit User screen. We are back to the User Administration window. We can close this window. Now we want to go into our NSD Gateway Probe to look at the Offline Manager. When the CSM server is down, the NSD Gateway Probe is going to halt. In this type of circumstance, you can use the Offline Manager to manage the alarms that the probe have been assigned. When the CSM Manager resumes operation, the Gateway probe restarts. If the offline manager is enabled, the probe can identify the alarms that are assigned to the NIMSOFT user inside of the NIMSOFT alarm server during the downtime. The probe compares the list of alarms and the list of configuration files. The probe creates incidents for the alarm IDs that are not available in the configuration file, and the incidents are displayed in My Tickets as assigned by the Gateway probe. We will view My Tickets at a later point in this video. Now let's take a closer look at the offline manager. Press Ctrl and right-click. A list of available options appear. Select Raw Configure. The Raw Configure window appears. A list of available folders can be accessed on the left. The Setup folder is open and the contents of the folder are displayed on the right. The Disable Offline Manager can be found within the Setup folder. This is where we manage enabling and disabling the offline manager. Highlight the Disable Offline Manager on the right. Click the Edit Key button. The Edit key appears. Right now, Offline Manager's value is set to 1, which means the offline manager is disabled. To enable the offline manager, we would change the value to 0. No change is necessary. We want to leave it disabled. Now, click Cancel to close the window. We are back to the Raw Configure window. Next, we want to review the Web Services account. CSM interacts with the My Ticket Portlet in UIM utilizing a web service account. This allows the interaction between the NIMSOFT Alarm Server and CSM. The account allows NIMSOFT Alarm Server to create incidents inside of CSM. The account also allows the modifications of the incidents. We can close this window. The Web Services account. We are back to the UIM page and want to open CSM to view the out-of-the-box web server account that exists. We will click the Chrome icon at the bottom of the page to pull it up. Cloud Service Management Tools page appears. We want to see the web server user that has been established as a user in CSM. We will quickly search for the user category under Tools using the search functionality. Click in Search. We searched for user and found it. Click Users. From within the Infrastructure Manager, double-click the Gateway probe. Here you see we have a lot of configuration options. The first area we're going to look at is the log level. You can set the log level from less detail to more detail. Log as little as possible during normal operations to minimize disk consumption. You can also increase the amount of detail when debugging later and then reset it back to the minimum level. The NAS address is NIMSOFT Alarm Server location in the hub. Next, we have our General Information section. The top section of our General Information section includes the server URL. This URL can be found in the Important URLs link in the Documentation Wiki. It is important to note that the server URL is case sensitive. The username for our web service and our password are also to be entered here. Once you have entered the top section of the general information, you will want to test the connection. Click Test. The green button will display when the server URL, username, and password test correctly. If incorrect information is entered, it will tell you that it is unable to connect to the server. Now let's take a closer look at the general information at the bottom of this window. The assigned user defines the assigned user for the ticket in CSM. Provide the username of the user to be assigned to the incident tickets in CSM. Note, this should be the same account created in CSM and UIM. The requester name. The value for this key will be the name of the user that will be added as the requester to the ticket. This user will be created in the Cloud Service Management under the Users option in the Administration panel. Enter the value that is typically displayed in the web browser. Last name, first name, format. The requester organization. The value for this key will be the name of the requester organization which was created in the CSM administration organizations. This field is used for multi-tenancy support. Note, by using the variable $alarm.origin in this field, the origin of the alarm will map to the corresponding organization in NIMSOFT Service Desk. The origin or origins configured in NIMSOFT Monitor must be identical to the organizations in NIMSOFT Service Desk for this to work properly. The time zone specifies the time zone code to be used to store the time zone value, such as GMT, IST, PST, etc. The probe must be configured to match the time zone of the user organization's time zone, not the server time zone. Note, by default, the time zone will be GMT. The Acknowledge on Following Ticket status is set to Closed. Other options are available from the drop-down if acknowledgements need to change. The closed interval check interval is currently set to check every 30 minutes, meaning that every 30 minutes the alarms within the Infrastructure Manager will check back with Cloud Service Management for closure. It is best practice to always select Check Now. Check Now is a real-time check. There are additional data elements about mapping fields and the alarms. If needed, details on these can be found in the wiki. Once we have all the general information populated, you will want to apply the information. By applying the information, the probe will be reset. Click Apply. Next, you will be prompted to restart the probe to enable the changes. Select Yes to restart the probe. Now let's close out of this particular configuration by clicking the X. The configuration box has closed, and we are back to the UIM screen with the gateway visible. We want to move to the right to see more data elements associated with the gateway. Click the bottom scroll bar to see additional columns of data. Notice that we have a port and a PID, which tells us that the actual gateway probe is running. We will scroll back to the left again. Now we want to review the My Tickets Portlet in NIMSOFT UMP, so you will be able to see and identify the tickets that are available. This requires a review of the WASP probe and the addition of the My Tickets Portlet. The detailed steps and URLs needed are available in the documentation wiki. The WASP probe is available at the top of the page. This page is sortable if you need to change the display order. Click the WASP probe. Control and right-click to get to view the options. Select Raw Configure. The Raw Configure window appears. Now we want to select the Web Apps folder. Click to expand Web Apps. The expanded folder appears. We will need to scroll down. The bottom of the list is available, and we can see the Service Desk folder. Select this folder to see the contents. The keys and values now appear. A few important items to note here about where to obtain the data to populate this screen. The URL can be obtained from the Important URLs link in the documentation wiki that we talked about earlier. The slice_token can be obtained from csm/tools/slice configuration, and then the slice token field. It can simply be cut and pasted into the UIM field. Now we can close the raw configuration box. Now we will go set up the My Tickets Portlet. Click the Unified Infrastructure Manager icon. The Unified Service Manager home page appears with multiple pages across the top called Home, Unified Dashboard, Reports, etc. We want to add a new page called Service Desk. Click the Add drop-down. Select Page. Name the field Service Desk and click the green check mark. A new page is added and visible. Click on the page name. You will notice it is blank. We now want to add a portlet to this page, so we will click the Add drop-down again. Select Portlet. Choose the Monitor folder. A list of portlets is available. We want to click Add next to My Tickets. The new portlet is not immediately available. we will need to refresh the screen to see it. Close out the portlets list. Then select Refresh to display your portlet. My Tickets page appears, displaying all of the tickets within Cloud Service Management that have now been generated based off the alarms. For example, the most recent alarm case number is 300-5. Now select Home to view some of the alarms. Select Operating Systems, then Windows. Select Alarms. The alarm information appears. Select More on the first alarm to see more detailed information. You can see more details about the alarm, including start, hub, and source. We want to see additional details about assigning the alarm from the Actions menu. Once we assign the alarm to the CSM user, it will show in the portlet. Click the checkbox. Click the Actions drop-down. The actions are visible. Click Assign to assign your alarm. The Assign Alarms window opens, displaying a list of users. Let's select the CSM user that we previously created. Then click OK. We are back to the main page and want to return to CSM. Click at the top of the screen to return to the main CSM page. From within Cloud Service Manager, select Workspaces. Then Ticket Center. The Tickets page appears and we can see the open tickets within Cloud Service Management. Let's double-click the top ticket with the number 300-6. The ticket opens. Scroll down. Here you can view the description and details fields, which is the information that came from the NIMSOFT Alarm server, and more detailed information can be found in the Additional Information section of the incident. We will go back to the Home UMP. Now, let's select the portlet we just created. Select the Service Desk tab. The Service Desk page appears. Here we can see that we have a case number or incident of 300-6. Once the ticket is closed within Cloud Service Management, it will check every 30 minutes to see if the incidents have been worked on. If the incident is closed, it will automatically close this ticket within the alarm server. Now that you have completed this video, you should be able to establish the connection between CSM and UIM that will allow for tickets to be passed based on alarms in UIM.